Hi, this is GunNut226 here with another knife review. Today we're looking at the K-Bar Emergency Rescue Knife, Special Edition, two-tone. What a great looking knife. Why did I buy this knife? Well, let's take a look at it. It's got Tonto blade, it's two-tone, it's really cool, it's got a semi-serrated edge. It just looks really cool. I like emergency rescue knives. I commute semi-long way to work now. Not as long as before, but with my new job, I still have a good commute. So I always want to keep this emergency rescue glass breaker with me at all times. So that's pretty much why I bought it. And I got a screaming deal on it, which I'll tell you about a little bit later. As far as blade steel goes, really don't have any idea. I couldn't find any data on the blade steel. All I know is it's a high carbon steel. Here you can see it is made in China, as most of the lower cost blades are these days. Not a real big deal for me. I like to stay with the USA made stuff, but for cost efficiency purposes, blades made overseas is fine. Like I said before, blade type, it's Tonto blade. I really like it's my favorite blade style of all the blades. It's got really good piercing capability. Really like the semi-serrated edge on this one. It's not too bad. I can sharpen it okay, I guess. Haven't had to yet, but this looks pretty uniform. The middle serrations are kind of small. The outer serration, the bigger serrations will be easier to sharpen. So anyway, that's pretty much the blade itself. Really like the style and the design of it. It's really cool. Here we take a look at the bushings in here. Got some nylon bushings. It deploys fine, no problems with speed. Didn't have to touch the pivot point at all. So very impressed with K-Bar. K-Bar makes some really high quality stuff, and at a lower cost point than most other places. So really like K-Bar stuff. Lockup strength, up and down, solid, side to side, pretty solid. You can see here it's right up against the stopping point. No problems with lockup or deployment as of yet. It is a liner lock mechanism. You can see here it's worn in partial. As it wears more, it'll be evident. You can see here the blade's holding up well. It's really kind of dirty. I've been carrying it around for 3+ months. I really kind of like this knife, so it got dirty and I didn't clean it. Guilty. I do that a lot with my knives, I guess. I don't see a lot of point in cleaning them. Just going to be using them and getting them dirty anyway. If I'm going to put it in storage for a while, I'll clean it off, put a little oil on it, put it in storage. But if I'm using it on a daily basis, I don't bother cleaning them up. Just seems like a waste sometimes. Sometimes it could be good, like when you're doing a review. So I should have probably cleaned this up a little bit. Anyway, moving on. Like I was saying before, it's got a liner lock, nice and strong. Comes out, deploys very well. I really like the deployment on this guy. You just have to really get it started a little bit with the thumb stud, and it locks up the rest of the way. Now, here we look at the handle. I think the handle is a little bit of an overkill. Before we get into that, let's take a look at the weight. Bring the scale in. So we'll talk about the weight here. Here we have, it's a 5.3 ounce knife. Now, understood, it's an emergency rescue knife. It's going to be a little chunkier. You need some momentum behind you for breaking that glass, in addition to having this chunk of metal here. Not some like the other ones that I had, the Smith & Wesson, that I really like. It's not a big a chunk of metal. It's a much lighter one than the Smith & Wesson, but it's still chunky. Still kind of heavy in your pocket. It does sag a little bit on some of my clothes that I wear. So, but overall, you know what? For this knife, it's a really good deal. I really like this knife. This is probably my second favorite emergency rescue knife. I really like the Smith & Wesson. The Humvee one's okay. The Jeep one's okay. So I guess this is like the fourth one. It's probably number 2 in the lineup. So it's a little heavy. Now on to why it's so heavy. You can see here it's a two-tone knife, special edition. So up here it's some kind of metal, probably like aluminum or stainless. I'm leaning maybe more towards the aluminum. You can see the color variation between the stainless liner and the handle itself. If we look in here, you can see that it's not really lightweighted at all. So the stainless steel liner is contributing a significant amount of weight, probably, as well as this partial metal handle material. I'm not really sure. It's probably stainless or aluminum. Couldn't find much information on that. And then back here, it's like a carbon fiber. It's a really nice material. It's not a whole lot of traction on it, which is why they gave you this awesome jimping. This really gives you a nice lock into your hand. Whether you're holding it like this and it digs into the palm of your hand, it's really, really aggressive. They're a little bit rounded, but you know what? It gives you a lot of bite. Or if you need to hold it in this way, your fingers really, really grip onto that. And again, if you need to hold it this way, it really holds in there. It really has a really nice feel to it. So I would say ergonomically, this knife really has it. Got a little bit of jimping here on the liner lock. No jimping here. It would be nice if you had a little bit of traction up here on the upper part of the blade, upper part of the handle, because this is pretty much where my thumb naturally rests, is right in this area. It'd be nice if they had added a little bit of jimping, but it's really beneficial that they added the jimping back here, because that is really where it counts. And if you're doing a piercing motion, this is going to really grab into your flesh of your hand, and you're not going to have a problem with it slipping out, I don't think. It's got a nice flow-through design, easier to clean, so the blood and guts can go spilling through there if needed. Hopefully that won't be an issue. This is definitely an emergency tactical blade if required. I think it would do really well in that role. It's got the Tonto blade for nice piercing. It's got some slashing abilities with that extra point there where the Tonto angle is. Some people have different opinions about that, but I really like the Tonto blade and the layout of this knife especially. It's very ergonomically designed, and it's really well thought out for this kind of knife especially. Now here we look at the clip. Clip is really nice. I really like this kind of clip. I told you before I dig this kind of clip. It's a really deep carry. No problems with the clip. I carried it for over 3 months. Haven't bent it. It is still strong. Still a strong clip. Not a problem. If I happen to bend the clip, I don't know if K-Bar has any kind of warranty, but I've bent other clips before and they've stood behind their knives. Most recently the Gerber Fast Draw. So I would hope they would do the same. Now, one minor inconvenience is that it only has a thumb stud on one side. Now, I don't really like that too much, and I guess the thumb stud is probably reversible. You could probably unthread it and put it back in, but I don't see much advantage in that, as the clip itself is not movable at all. Now, this could be a problem for some users. You can see it is a tip down carry, and that's not really preferable for me. I like more tip up stuff, but I think most of the emergency rescues don't really have much of an option. So you have to live with what they give you, and this is what they give you in this configuration. Overall, though, I really like the clip. Ergonomics are good. Just the But as thumb studs go, it's a good one. If you can slide your hand. I mean, they had a lot of thought into this, because they put this the slots on this metal, and your finger actually slides fairly well, and it slides right up into the thumb stud and deploys, and you can deploy it. And it also has a little ramp right here, a little relief, so you can really dig your thumb into that thumb stud. Really well thought out, really well designed. I applaud K-Bar for doing this well designed emergency rescue knife. I have not had any problems with this knife. Like I said before, it came sharp out of the box. Haven't had to sharpen it, so it's had a really good track record. No clip issues, no other issues with the handle. I've dropped it numerous times. For various reasons, you can see maybe a little bit right there. It's scuffed up a little, scratched. Yeah, it's just got some character. It's good to see that in a knife, actually. It means it's been used. You can really tell the knife's been used, or it's just been sitting in somebody's collection. So I like to see a knife with maybe a little bit of character sometimes, but I mean, the higher dollar knives, obviously you don't want to see that. You want to kind of keep them pristine. But these low cost knives, high value, doesn't really matter if you beat on them a little bit. I'm really kicking myself right now because I only bought one. I should have bought like 2 or 3 of these when I got it, because I picked it up for a song. Let me tell you right now, Big 5 has these knives. They're normally $69.99 or $59.99. I don't have the box, the list price with me. I couldn't find any information on the internet about it. But I paid $14.99 for this knife. And let me tell you right now, that is an extremely high value knife. If you're going to go buy an emergency rescue knife, and you're only going to buy one, would I say this one or the Smith & Wesson? That's a toss-up, because I really like this one. I guess overall, Smith & Wesson has a little bit more reach. It's a little heavier. Probably a little bit bigger, more glass breaking capability. Maybe you can break a little bit bigger glass with it. But for what I need it for, this is fine. Anyway, I really dig it. I recommend next time you see it on Big 5 on sale for $14.99, you go in and grab 2 or 3 at least. I know I'm going to. If you sign up for my, I'm on Twitter now, coming into the next decade or whatever. I know I'm on YouTube already, so that's good. But now I'm on Twitter, and I haven't done a lot with it yet, but I'm gonna start ramping up a little bit more. And let me tell you right now, if this guys goes on sale, I'm gonna be tweeting that, because this is a knife that you guys should have in your collection. If nothing else, the cool factor. It's really cool, and I really like it. So high value, it's really cool. I advise you go out and buy one if they're on sale. If they're not on sale, I wouldn't buy one. I don't think it's worth the $50 or whatever they're asking for it. But at the low price point, it's high quality. Anyway, if you have any other questions or comments, please leave them below, or you can PM me. Feel free. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I've been getting some more emails, so it's taking a little bit longer to get back to people. But I'm still answering every email, so yeah, just be patient. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate all my viewers out there. Until next time, please subscribe. Bye.